Healing crystals, skincare routines, knitting a sweater, fitting in jeans. With Katie and Sarah, no need to worry, you're on a lady journey.
And welcome.
And the horsefly stays in.
Yeah. Welcome to Lady Journey. We have a horsefly. She is here because she has 1 million followers on TikTok, and we are doing a collab. She is about to start headlining comedy clubs, and we are hoping to open for her. Welcome, Selena.
Hello. Yeah, we're so excited. So we did Selena's podcast about a month ago, right?
2 wick minimum.
2 wick minimum.
Yes, about candles.
Yes.
Yeah, I like to say America's favorite and only podcast about candles, but there are other candle podcasts now.
Are there really?
Yeah.
It's a culture, because I remember that lady that was a viral video talking about the Yankee candles.
Oh, I've been trying to get her. Yeah.
What was that situation
It was
about?
What was it?
Yeah, it was this thing that went viral a few years ago. Bath and Body Works. She lives in
Those people are fanatics.
Oh, she lives in Wisconsin near Appleton. Like, I guess there's like 4 stores in Wisconsin. There's like Appleton. I don't even know, but it was some big controversy where I guess she had a candle vlog, and Bath and Body Works she'd called to ask if they had just like some rancid scent that was like champagne, like, or, you know, like just like it was like mimosa or something, where I was like, like candle scent. And I guess they were like, yeah, we have it at the store in like wherever, Des Plaines or whatever. I don't even know. But she's like, okay. And she like drives there and they don't. Yeah. So like they don't have it. And she's like, I want to speak to the manager. And like she like loses her shit, you know?
Oh,
Yeah, she took it
Candle
on.
Karen.
I enjoyed watching it, and I was like, this needs to be a movie.
Yeah. Oh,
I've been so enjoyable.
Oh
I
my
know.
God,
I mean,
love it.
and I love people who love things earnestly.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
like I
Yeah.
find that so charming. Just like she straight up loves her candles. She loves her weird mimosa flavor.
brunch
You know,
scented candles.
Exactly. Like okay.
That's why I love office work culture, because you get always one of those.
Yes. I feel like
what you're like, I just have to go to your apartment.
when I would work at a desk, not an office, but I did do admin for the preschool that I worked at. But I would be like really into. I'm like, I think I have a favorite brand of pen. I think I love Papermate.
I know office culture. Oh my God.
So you have America's first candle podcast. You are the candle expert.
Yes.
Yeah,
the
I like to think that I
innovator.
am.
And of course, we love a candle. And do you feel that candles are a year-round, or is it more something that you go into winter? Like as we're moving into summer with the glorious weather, like what's your summer candle situation?
Well, summer's tricky because sometimes it's so hot that you're just like, I can't even think about a hot flame right now.
I can't even think about it, but you want a scent.
I know, but
they come in handy.
oh yeah, I mean
the citronellas.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
exactly. Yeah, I
citronella,
mean
yeah.
that is a perfect summer candle, citronella. Also, because it's that citrus. You know, I love a citrus scent too.
Oh,
Always.
love a zest.
Yeah,
I've always said that. I've always said that.
You, like, got it tattooed on my lower back in high school. But yeah, love a zest.
Love a zest. A zest for life.
But I do like, and this might be a bit like putting a hat on a hat, but for summer candle scent, I kind of love like a beach scent.
Okay. What are we?
Like
what
a
are we thinking? Like an
salty-
ocean spray?
Yeah, I love a kind of ocean spray, which is like Voluspa has Casa Pacifica, which is very like Pacific Ocean, oceany, salty.
I love that
fresh
brand.
air.
I can't afford it.
Coconuts, maybe.
Yeah,
Right.
I love
Coconut.
I
Love
love
a
coconut.
coconut.
Yeah, I love coconut. Or yeah, Bath and Body Works, they have like Tiki Beach that's really good. They have like 5 or 6 different ones, and they just put them out because I was in there the other day, like was spending my entire paycheck. But just some good like generic sort of beach scents that are kind of like sunblocky, coconutty. You know, I love it.
Yes.
Yeah, you like it for like, the nighttime in summer. Like sometimes you have a really hot day, but then it cools down at night, and then that's when you do want to bring in a little bit of a cozy
A
vibe.
lamp, a little candlelight.
Oh my gosh, for
totally.
dinner at your vacation home.
You know, yes, in Sagaponack or wherever Hampton you choose.
Make
yeah.
the fantasy real.
And it can still get a little bit chilly at night
Yeah.
in the northeast region.
I know, and a little breeze.
Yeah.
you
Not in
know?
New York though. It feels like at night here it's like 80 degrees, and that's the cool
Big
night.
cement. Yeah.
Now, how did you get so into candles? Tell us your candle origin story.
Oh my God, thank you. You know what's
Candle
funny
journey.
is, like, I feel like I have never been the subject of my own podcast, so I appreciate you asking me these things.
Finally.
Yeah, exactly. Finally,
Yes.
time to share my candle journey.
Your home.
I know. I am, really. You know, it's funny because in high school, that was the era, when I was in high school, was the era of Bath and Body Works where it was like sun-ripened raspberry,
Yes. It was
pearberry.
yes.
Yeah. Like
it was
the
everything. Pearberry.
apple,
Oh my
yeah.
God.
You were going there for gifts.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Everyone
gift set.
Yes.
Oh yeah, always.
Oh my God. And I still remember those smells. Juniper.
Oh, I know.
Juniper.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was
classic.
like
Raspberry
it
was
so-
big.
Yeah, the sun-ripened raspberry. Like we were all so fruity, but
Country
I remember,
apple.
Yeah, country apple. Like what?
Apple was the 90s,
oh my
early
God.
2000s.
Oh, yeah.
Can I share something quickly? Because I had a country apple. Someone gave me a little set for my birthday, and I saved it. And I remember, like, I used it to shower and moisten my body for my first day of 6th grade. Yeah. And I was like, here
Crushing
we
it.
go.
Yeah. New year, new me.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. But so, yes,
But-
back to you, though.
So that was sort of that era, and so I don't like, but I didn't buy candles in high school. Really, I remember I was gifted one by a kind of like badass friend, and I was like,
Yeah.
whoa, like. But my parents were really not candle people, and
we weren't candle people either.
Yeah.
My dad was like livid if we had candles because he was thinking the house was going to burn down.
Yeah, my parents were very paranoid about that. I mean, they would do like a candlelight dinner sometimes, so we would have like tapers, but just like in the
Yes.
kitchen or in the dining room, But in my bedroom, it was like, no, me and my sisters, no dice. And in fact, my mom, I think, is a little bit of an anti-candle activist. Like, she's very waspy, and she always, to her, that like if you want something to smell good, you do a bowl of potpourri.
That's
Oh,
work,
the simmer pot.
though.
I know, it's so 80s, I think, and it's so like.
Use the money for the gas stove to keep going.
I know. I mean, it's so. It's
So
like
you're
it's
talking
so
about like
strange.
she would do the full simmer pot anytime.
Oh no, she wouldn't do a simmer pot. She would just buy dried potpourri.
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
right.
Sorry,
okay.
sorry. I guess I didn't realize potpourri could be wet. Like it's
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I think that was my misunderstanding.
Oh no, I mean
I was confused. I'm so sorry. This is the part of the show where we apologize.
potpourri.
To each
Yeah,
other
potpourri fans
profusely.
are like ah.
The
I love
potpourri podcast is
the controversy of wet
slamming
and
us.
dry potpourri.
yes. Right, potpourri.
But,
Okay,
it
so
would
that's
just be like
taking
a
me
bowl.
back.
I mean,
yeah.
I
I
remember.
remember potpourri.
Yeah, it was just like dried, like nature schmutz.
like a dried
Yeah,
slice
but it
of an
would-
orange or
exactly,
something.
yeah. And sometimes like a strange nut. Like, I mean, and I remember you would have it out, and sometimes I think if you had like a holiday party, people might be like, "Is this
Candy?
chips?"
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it could
Apple
be
chips,
dangerous.
which
Yeah.
was big too during
Exactly.
the 90s.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Oh, yes, they
This
were
is-
dehydrated apples.
I know, this is like a crash course. I mean, it's a wonder there weren't more
It
problems.
was a
with people
shitstorm.
Yeah. But so,
No,
so I think, yeah. So my,
potpourri is not doesn't nearly have the scent of a candle.
not at
It's like
all.
you're
I mean,
catching a whiff at best.
yeah, potpourri is a scam. You
Yeah.
know? Like if you think it's gonna make anything smell good, you're living in a dream world.
You're delusional.
Get with the world. But I remember,
gosh.
I remember when I was in college, I dated a guy who was from Long Island. He was from Center Reach, and I was going to meet his mom for the first time. And I remember so vividly because part of me wonders if this whole candle obsession now is almost a reaction to my mother, who I love. But I remember her saying to me, being like, "Selena, you should bring, Jack's mom a gift or something." So, and I was like, "Oh yeah, what should I bring her?" She goes, "Don't buy her one of those scented candles. You should bring her some nice potpourri." And so I'm like, "Okay." So I buy her some dried potpourri, and I show up, and Jack's mom is like this tough Long Island broad, and she's like, "What's this?" And I was like, and of course there's scented candles all over the house. Like she would have loved a scented candle.
Why do I want dry crap?
Exactly. Yeah. She's like, "What's this box?" And I was like, "It's a scented potpourri." Like, yeah, I think she thought I was such a stupid wasp. And I was like, "Oh no!" And of course, she's like, "I love my scented candles." And I was like, "God, I could have really won some points."
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't realize that candles are classist. Potpourri is classist.
Oh, 100%. Oh yeah. I mean, and nothing is waspier than like a dried thing that has like no, that's like I barely smell. Like that's so waspy.
You have to
Candles
work
are
for it.
overpowering. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like
my gosh.
only I can smell it.
Exactly, yeah. Candles are trying too hard. It's nouveau riche.
Yeah.
You can only smell it if you went to Harvard.
Your palate's not delicate enough if you can't smell this.
Oh my gosh,
God.
hilarious. Now, I definitely, I love candles. I love a candle. I have some questions that I think these will be very interesting to our journeyers. Like, as we talked about on your podcast, like I definitely went through a candle scare, because there's a lot of parabens, parabens bad for the environment. Is it indoor air pollution? Like what's your stance on that? And like, where do you stand? How can we be conscious consumers of candles?
Great question. Because I mean, the mainstream candle places, Yankee, Bath and Body Works, even DW Home, like Glade, I think that stuff is all pretty paraben, like it's not super high quality
and
wax.
it's like made from crude oil basically, so it's like not only it's bad for the earth, but also when you burn it, it's like it is bad stuff going into your lungs.
I know.
It's like a black smoke coming out.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
I got the black lung from juniper berry.
Also trim those wicks. Like, I mean, whenever people, their wicks are too long, then the flame is like, and that's when it's really like, you can see it. It's like, oh, that's what's going in my lungs. Cool.
Yeah, just
that's
fire.
Smoking.
Yeah.
I know. But so, I mean, one, like more high-end candle brands that use soy wax or coconut wax, those are supposed to be better for you and cleaner burning, but they do have they have a higher price point because it's, like higher quality. But so I usually do kind of a mix, like, sometimes you just want to be beat over the head with a balsam, and Bath and Body Works is going to give you that, But then,
sometimes you just need that scent of balsam to feel safe.
Exactly. It's like, this is all I want. But then, there's some other brands that are great too. Like Otherland is great. Hotel Lobby Candle is great.
There's
Diptyque, Jo Malone.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many different ones that are a little
What's
more.
the most high-end candle you've ever heard about?
Ooh,
I think
yes.
Jo Malone might be, or Cire Trudon. Cire Trudon is a French company that I think is like been around for like 150 years.
See, this is the
course
kind of
they
culture I like, because I went on perfume TikTok and they were talking about like scents that you have no idea about, that only the richest, we're talking about like oil Emirates, like, Saudis are only buying these.
Wow.
That you're like, that's the world I want to know about, is the high-end candle world.
Oh, I know. I mean, to
Yeah.
me, Jo Malone was like, because I mean, and I was only introduced to Jo Malone.
What is that, like
through this.
$100 candle? And we're talking like the smaller.
Oh yeah, I mean, I
version,
can't
right?
remember the exact price points, but I mean, it's insane. Like, I was like, oh, I could never even like. I was gifted a Jo Malone, and I didn't even like it, but I put it in my bathroom just to be like, look at that,
I'm doing well.
Exactly.
It's like
Guess
your
who's
Birkin,
rich?
your Birkin bag. Yeah.
I should just carry
That
it
was
around.
also in the
public.
bathroom.
Oh, my candle. Don't mind if I do.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was just on the way to throw this in the garbage. I just stopped by this party on the way just so everyone could see me with this candle.
Oh my god.
Now, did you learn to like that smell? Because if I know it's really high end and I don't like it, I'm like, well, obviously I didn't know anything, and now this is what I like to smell. Yeah,
It's so true.
I know.
I
it
am
is.
influenced
Yeah, you're like,
pretty easily.
I know that is so funny. Where like, yeah, if somebody didn't know that it was like a Yankee Candle and they just knew, like, just smell the air. You know,
Yeah.
like, it would be a funny test, like a nose test of like, do you think this is high end or low end?
Yeah, you're like, it's Glade.
Yeah, it's like the
Exactly.
stupid.
Gotcha. You're trash.
Oh my god, you should do that for your show.
Yeah, I know we
Yeah.
should.
Right.
That should be a new segment.
Pepsi challenge.
That would be a great new segment. Originally, I wanted to do a segment called, what was it? It was about like, it was called like Trim That Wick, and people would send me a photo of their candle and they would ask if they should trim the wick.
Oh, and I
my
love
God,
that
that's
they
great.
indulge.
That's
And I love too the idea that like you would send me a photo in 2 to 4 weeks. I would respond to your question.
And by then your house would have been burned down. Yeah.
And they're like, I want to light this. It's like, hold up. You need my
I'm busy.
expertise.
Now, how often do you trim the wicks?
Oh, almost every time, every
Yeah,
burn. Yeah.
that's what I thought you were supposed to do. That's
Yeah,
what
you
I
really
do.
should.
'Cause
Yeah.
Wait, how tall are they supposed to be, or how short?
I mean, well, that's the tricky thing, because you don't want to trim it too short, and then you can end up with like that the flame kind of can't get big enough to
Yes.
get a good burn.
Oh, that
So,
drives me insane.
I know. I'm dealing with that right now with a Mrs. Myers candle, and I
And
really
are you
like.
pushing through?
I know. I was like, you guys, you're lucky I made it over here because I'm kind of going through a time. Well, but you know what sucks is, as a result of that, I'm tunneling the candle, and so
Okay.
I'm doing the aluminum foil
I
around
saw that on
to keep the
TikTok.
heat
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
Yeah, like, but it looks so ugly, and my boyfriend's like, what's going on at this house? And I'm like, it's a long story. I drove or trimmed the wick, but generally the wick is supposed to be like a quarter of an inch, half an
Okay.
inch.
Oh, okay. I think I've been over trimming too.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's better to over trim than under, I suppose, but you don't
Yeah.
want to like derail the candle entirely. Whew.
Have you ever had to
tough.
just throw a candle out?
Well, the Jo Malone that I was gifted, the scent was tea, which like
Okay,
I
like,
enjoy
what are we
drinking.
talking? Earl Grey.
Yeah, I like it. I
kind of
like-
an
I
Earl
like an Earl
Grey,
Grey,
which
yeah.
like I thought I would like,
Mm.
but and I gave it the college try. I mean, maybe part of it was that it was it was a cast off from a friend,
Yeah.
so I just like left it on the street because I was just like, I can't rock with this.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. Now, if you were going to like TJ Maxx or something and you were like, okay, from the TJ Maxx, like what can you look for to find, of course we're treasure hunting there, right?
Yes.
You know, like what can you look for at TJ Maxx to find out if this candle is like actually a good one that's maybe, gotten like cut at the end of the season, or if it's just like crap?
Yeah, great question. Because
I've
I
gotten
love
crap there.
Yeah,
we saw
where I'm like, I can't even smell anything.
Yeah.
I smell it in the jar, but when it burns, nothing's happening.
Yeah. I've seen. I mean, their candle section is sheer chaos. I mean,
I love going through it.
Oh, I love going through it, but to me, it's like bargain shopping. I'm always like, I have to have recently had a nice big lunch. Had some
Protein,
be well
high
hydrated.
protein, yeah.
Like
you're
someone be
ready.
digging through. But I can't remember if it's TJ Maxx or Marshalls or the same, but there's a brand called DW Home that I really like.
Okay.
And they usually have pretty good stuff. Also, often at those places, there will be a brand called Sand and Fog.
I've seen it.
Yeah, I like their stuff because also their packaging is kind of minimalist. Like it feels very like California chic. But I mean, I think it all has to do with just what scents you like. Like I've encountered like buttered popcorn there, and I'm like,
we saw cheese, cheese,
Mac and cheese.
Oh, that's what it was.
yeah, nightmare.
It smelled like a locker room.
Oh my god! And you're like paying
bodily
money
scent,
for it.
yeah.
Yeah, like I do like the smell of onions cooking, but I cannot imagine it as being a candle in my home.
No,
Yeah, it's hard to
no way.
replicate from chemicals,
Yeah. No, I mean, that's why I think if I'm going for like an assortment of potential cast-offs, I just play the hits, florals, like
Floral,
kind of
yeah.
can't go wrong with like outdoorsy scents florals.
Well, Katie changed my mind because when we did your podcast with your mom going, a fruity scent in the bathroom.
Oh yes, my mom. She's vivid.
I took out my fruity scent in the bathroom because you're like, you're absolutely right. Why am I mixing fruit with shit?
Yeah, it doesn't pair well.
But wait, then what pairs well with shit?
Well, I think floral. It's like keep it natural.
Okay, yeah,
in the
yeah,
nature element.
Yeah.
As if we're in the woods.
Not an
What
edible
scent did you?
thing. Yeah.
What scent did you have in there?
I think it was like, cinnamon cookie or
Okay,
something. Because
yeah.
I was going through the Christmas. This was
Christmas
Bath and
phase,
Body.
yeah.
I still have, it's the little oils that you put in the night lights or whatever.
yeah.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. My mom does get infuriated if she finds out that someone's using a food scent in the bathroom. She does
Yeah.
not care for it. Although macaroni and cheese probably would work. Probably be like, wow, whoa.
Really neutralizes the deuce.
Yeah. Now, I have in my bathroom, I have a lovely, it's a little diffuser, right? Like little diffuser. I have rose oil that I got from Muji. What other ways do you experience scents in your home?
I mean, I'm candle do or die, but I have encountered those ones where like the wooden stick things.
Oh yes,
That was a thing for a while. I've had the ones that like almost like a fancy incense.
Okay.
It was like a rose, almost looked like a toilet bowl cleaner, and you would put it in this fancy glass. My boyfriend's mom at the time gave it to me, and it was so intricate that I could only use it once because I was like, why would I go buy refills online? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if I can't get it at the store, I just don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
I do love it.
So I did it once, and that was like what I wouldn't consider it really incense, but it felt like it was smoky like incense, but it wasn't. And I can't even remember, but it felt Middle Eastern.
Yeah, that's cool.
But I've done the diffuser.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
actually have done
Love that.
humidifier that has a little place where you could put oils.
Oh,
Yeah.
and
that's
I've done
fun.
that.
That's
yeah.
fun when you're sick to do a little eucalyptus or
Exactly.
something.
Yeah, and I've done some ones that are sort of lilac to help with sleeping.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know. Like in the winter, especially. I mean, that's when I'm like cranking the humidifier.
Yeah.
Yes.
But,
I
yeah.
do love an incense, like a cone incense in the summer, like for a spell, just getting
Just
getting
a
a
curse.
spell going. Yeah, just cursing the neighborhood. No big deal.
Also, that does seem like it doesn't feel as hot as a candle would in the summer.
Yeah.
You know what
Yes.
I mean? So
Yes.
that's more of a dry, that's kind of nice for summer.
Yeah.
Although when I lived in the artist commune, I lived above this elderly woman, and every day I couldn't sleep with my window open. It would be so hot, and then every day she would wake up and burn incense at like 6 a.m, and
and
it would
only
just
goes up,
Oh my
right?
God.
Yeah. And I lived in my window. The one window I had, it was like the air shaft of the building, and it would just be like coming in my. I just wake up to like choking on like Nag Champa at like 6 a.m. So
Oh my God.
triggered.
That's amazing. I used to work at an office that was we were like 4th or 5th floor on 42nd Street, like, in Manhattan, and downstairs was a fried chicken place. And I kid you not, the chicken place ventilated directly into our office.
brutal.
Yeah, it was so.
my
I mean, I
God.
couldn't even look at fried chicken. I was just like, I'm sitting in fried chicken like ventilation 8 hours a day. Like,
Where do I get that candle?
like working an office job, being like, I get home from work, you'd think I work at KFC, but no.
Oh
That
my God.
is
It was
insane.
It was bonkers. It was so insane.
Because I dated a guy that was a chef, and the way that he smelled at the end of the day, I was not great.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
Oh,
it's
Chefs
just-
you're like running around, so many foods. You're
I
stinky,
know.
that's stinky, taking out the
BO.
trash.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
no. Yeah.
a
My
bevy
boyfriend's a
of
bartender
onions.
at like restaurants, and at the end of the shift, I'm like, hop in the shower before you get in bed.
Yeah, you
know?
almost have like a film over
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
I would feel like I was just breaking out in zits the whole time that
Yeah.
chicken waft was
Oh, it was
coming
insane.
through. Bless,
Bless
you.
you.
I'm
I
so
rem-
sorry, everybody.
Yeah,
no,
and we like complained to our HR department, and they were like they kind of insinuated that we were making it up, and I was like,
It's
what?
done.
Yeah, I was like, trust
Wow.
me. Yeah,
Wow.
it was bonkers. But sorry, not candle. Yeah, I mean, this isn't a
But that was a
podcast
scent.
about.
That was a
but-
scent.
Yeah,
That
hey,
was a
okay,
scent.
scent.
Now, when we did your candle podcast, we also talked about different types of candles. And it's a great podcast. Everybody got to check it out. 2 Wick Minimum. And also check out our, subscribe on our YouTube, please. And send us a review on iTunes and join our Patreon.
A lot of demand.
Just
sticking
a
it in.
quick aside.
it in.
Yeah, just gently.
But when we did your podcast, I got to relive a really awesome memory for me, which was a treasure candle, which I was gifted
yes.
on my 12th birthday, and it was a pyramid-shaped candle. Is there anything more Wiccan than a pyramid candle? And you burnt it, and as you burnt, the treasures would reveal themselves. I got a quartz crystal, and then I think I got like a little ring or something, and then I had a little capsule, and you unscrewed it and it had a little cryptic fortune in it, and it was everything to me as an 11-year-old girl or 12, I can't remember.
That is very exciting.
It is.
Yes.
It feels like something fun to give when you get your first period.
Yes.
Oh my God, yes. Completely.
Finally.
You're a woman now. Here's your
Your
triangle
tools
candle.
will
You're
be revealed
inducted.
shortly.
Yeah.
There's a tampon in a little thing.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, it's like very Harry Potter. But what are some of your other favorite candle types that don't necessarily revolve around scent?
Ooh, great question. Well, I have also been given a candle that had I forget if it was rose quartz. It was some sort of a stone in it, which was same thing. I just thought it was so special. And it was a friend in California had mailed it to me. It felt very like Cali, hippy dippy,
Yeah.
which I love.
And you're like digging it out like you're excavating.
I know exactly. Yeah, when it first started to reveal itself, I was like, "Look at that!" It was great. But I also love because I love doing a tablescape. Like I love
Oh yeah.
hosting dinners and I like heights. So I love tea lights, but then I also love tapers because I think you really need both. And I feel like the younger generation doesn't appreciate tapers as much as they should.
Those are the long ones, right?
Yeah,
The
it's like
long
long,
ones,
skinny.
yeah.
They look great. I'm not into like on the table just because I can't have something blocking while I'm talking.
Yeah.
But I did for Christmas dinner. I just got the little battery tea lights.
Oh,
That
yeah.
flicker. And
Yeah.
they did well.
Okay.
And
Oh,
they're
yeah.
cheap and they last forever.
I know. And
Not
then it's
bad.
just safer if you're, and the technology around that has gotten so much better because it really, especially if you have it in some sort of a votive,
Yes.
like it looks like, oh wow, that looks like a candle. You
Yes.
know?
Well, and it was shaped like a votive, so it looks like it's a candle in a votive and it just flickers.
Oh, perfect.
And you just turn them on, and I managed to put several, but candles on a dinnerscape, which I like that terminology.
Yes.
you
Yeah.
used,
Tablescape.
Oh,
which
love
I
it.
feel like we should also talk
That's
about.
a lady journey.
Yeah,
That is a
truly.
lady journey.
It's really fun to decorate the table for a get together.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
it's so fun. I found a found piece candelabra that's like this gorgeous wrought metal, and it's got like the room for the tapers. So I do have a gorgeous some beeswax tapers,
Oh,
which
nice.
given to me by my grandmother, and those are great because they actually help purify the air.
Yes. Yeah. Beeswax is fantastic. 'Cause, yeah, it
I
like literally
love it.
purifies
Oh, I
the
did
air.
not know that.
Yeah.
It's my bees fun fact. It's my
Oh.
one, my bee fact.
Yeah. That's so great. I love that. And I love a candelabra.
Yeah.
So
Oh my gosh,
dramatic.
You're going through the house.
I know
Oh my God.
exactly.
Oh,
a
there's been a
storm's
murder.
coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. The bridge is out. It's very Clue the movie. You know. I love it.
Oh
That's
my God.
great.
So great.
It reminds me of like what Anna Tendler, John
Yes.
Mulaney's ex-wife. Her
Yeah.
stuff
Yeah.
that she does on Instagram is very much like lady in a nightgown with candelabras.
Yes, always.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I really like her stuff.
I do too.
It's really like
the divorce did well for her. Meaning, you know what I mean? Like you can take it and like, you know, it'd be very tragic, but I love that she turned it into art.
yeah.
Yes,
I
I was
know.
holding you back.
Oh,
Bitch.
totally. Yeah.
And you soared.
And
Yes.
I love too because I think like from
It was tragic.
oh my gosh, I mean, I can't even imagine like what she went through. Like, I love her statement that she released where she's like, I am heartbroken that John has decided to end our marriage. Like, I was like, yup.
Yeah.
Don't you try, you know, like he did this. And,
Yeah.
and like, presumably, you know, I mean, my heart broke for her. And yeah, I love how she flipped the script and it was like, I am going to grieve in public and I'm going to mourn this. And I'm not some crazy bitch who can't get over it. I'm an artist. And
Yes.
this is cool. And I am showcasing, like, I think so many people related to what she was showing.
She had
like,
she has a good eye.
yeah. Oh, she's,
I didn't know that because I only followed her with the makeup stuff. So when I saw her from
Okay.
the divorce, I was like, different level.
Oh yeah,
We
I mean,
love her.
yeah,
We
she's
we did a portrait of her,
fantastic.
portrait of a lady journey.
Yeah,
Just on our blog briefly.
That's so
And then we did
cool.
not update it, but
Yeah.
that's okay. We don't have to. We don't have to do everything.
and also, I mean, to think about how much of a kick in the teeth it's got to be when your husband like runs off with like this hot TV chick, you know, just
Yeah,
like, oh,
yeah.
that sucks.
And has a baby.
Oh yeah, after years of saying he didn't want, well, like,
It's a tale for time. Like
Yeah.
I think that story's been
This
going
Beauty
on
and the
forever.
Beast. Beauty and the
oh
Beast.
yeah, oh totally. But I mean, yeah, God, I feel like I get that topic. It's so. Also, it's one of those things where like through years of therapy, you probably come to a point where you're like, okay, the person that I thought I knew didn't exist.
Yeah,
know?
and I think every woman has
tricky.
been this. We no seriously.
Candle talk is over.
Sorry, it's been snuffed out. Damn.
But I think every person has been in kind of a relationship that was like that. Maybe not on a grander scale, so it was kind of relatable. I thought
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
totally.
growing pain.
being burned.
Yeah. Oh, completely. Yeah.
Being
And
burned candles.
back to
Bringing it
candles.
back. Back to
Yeah, bringing it back.
candles.
Bringing it right back around. Bringing it.
Oh my God, trim that wig. Oh my God. But no, since we you know, the candle talk has been amazing, but I want to know about you, Selena, more just about you as a person. Like, what trends are you into now? You were saying like you've cut your hair.
Yeah.
You've just got a new haircut.
I know. It's shorter than I've had it in years.
It looks good, and I think
Thank
going
you.
short's a great decision.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
I'm
I'm thinking
I
about
felt-
doing it too.
Especially for summer. You're like, oh my God,
Yes.
it's me.
I have a
Yeah.
neck.
I know, exactly. I'm
Yeah.
not just a ball. I mean, because I do feel like I tend to kind of just be like a lot of hair, you know, and so it's
Yeah.
kind of fun to have
Yes.
it a little more under control, but I still need to put it in like a ponytail, you know,
Yeah.
like I just need it for working out purposes. But trend wise, I gotta say, I feel like I don't understand what's happening with jeans ever. Like I can't keep up.
We've
Gene
talked about this.
shift.
It's a jean shift. I don't
Gene
know what
shift.
looks good on me. I cannot find a pair of jeans that I'm like, yes. And I remember in high school, and I've talked about these jeans for a long time.
Are you mourning a pair of jeans?
My sister and I had a pair of jeans that we would share back and forth, and we shared it with a lot of other girls because everyone was across the board. These are the best jeans. Wow. And I cannot find these jeans anywhere, and I think they were an old Wrangler or a
Okay.
Levi.
You know what? I just bought a pair from Wrangler the other day. I am
Okay.
so susceptible to internet ads.
Same.
And I swear, if it's like, because I like a bell-bottom jean, like it just does always look good on me.
They're
and I
flattering
feel like
to
they're
a lot of body types.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think they're back. And also, part of me is like, Selena, who cares what the kids are wearing? You know, like wear what looks
Everyone-
good on your body.
yeah,
You know?
Right. Like someone's gonna be like, "Are you 12?"
Exactly. Exactly. You're like, I'm really thrown off by what generation you're in based on the fact, you know, like,
Yeah.
Your jeans are so up to date.
yeah, who's the cool lady who's 42? You know?
But are you a bit taller, Selena? I
Yeah,
forget
I'm
what
like
your height is.
5'7", 5'8".
Yeah,
Yes.
and that's
Yeah.
a great height for bell bottoms. I think like bell bottoms are such a flattering jean.
I like it.
And
They
that's-
are.
That's what you bought, the
Yeah,
Wranglers.
so I got Wranglers because they were like $60, and I was like, let's try it. But they are sort of like red, white, and blue striped. Like I showed them to my boyfriend, and he's like 4th of July, and I was like, but they have kind of cool button fly, but where the one where it shows through because it's a little higher. Like
Yeah, which is kind of like
I
a
love
corset for your body.
Yeah,
So it's
I know.
flattering for the
built-in
bum.
shapewear.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I was thinking like if I wear just like a white, maybe a tank top, but like it's knotted or something, you know, like
Yeah.
then it could be kind of a cute summer look
I'm
with like
into it.
sandals. Yeah.
my
But I was like
gosh.
Wrangler, who knew?
Yes.
Wrangler. Yeah, I think I've never owned a pair of Wrangler, but I like the texture of the denim. You're like, oh, this is fully denim, and it's
Yeah.
not like that was one one thing that I don't miss about skinny jeans. Like, I don't miss like the denim mixed in with so many other weird polyester stretch. Who knows what this is? Yeah, like the jeggings. Like, it took me a long time to shift into the current era, but now that I'm here, I'm never going back.
Well, the skinny jean I was into when it first came out. It was revolutionary.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I look back, and then it was also when low rise, so we were dealing with both at the same time, which
so
was
much
like
trauma.
my ass was awful in any of those. The pockets never sat right because it was an elastic blend or whatever.
Yeah.
My butt was just bad in it.
Yeah, it would be like
nobody's ass looked good in it.
Yeah, you would sit, and then the back, you would just have like a big open space in between your jeans and your ass, and people could just like, you could fit like an orange in there. Like, why is this?
I was going to say coins.
Yeah.
Or fruits.
We're fruit snobs over here, so that's all we think about. We love fruit.
Oh, yeah. But like, because it would be a low rise, it would cut your ass in half.
Yeah.
So it'd make your ass look bigger than it really was instead of a cute button.
Yeah, and it's like, nobody wants to see your butt crack. I don't care. I don't care how hot you are. Like, seeing someone's butt crack immediately, it's like plumber. That is plumber.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I've had to train my boyfriend on where he wears his jeans. Just to like make sure that there's no butt crack is like I don't know. I mean,
oh my god.
But the one redeeming feature of jeggings was you could fit them boots. You could like slide them into boots, which was cool. If you were wearing some cute boots,
and
like,
it
that
looked
was
like you were
nice.
wearing pants, and you could put a sweater over it, and I felt like I had a look put together fast.
Yeah. And you could pack them easily.
Yeah.
That's true. Like the jeans now, I'm like, I guess I need another suitcase.
I know.
Because these barely fold. These wedgie Levi's that I bought them like 2 years ago now. They're still so hard.
Yeah.
And I bought them used.
Apparently, you're not supposed to wash them. A lot of times, you're not supposed to wash your jeans a lot.
Yeah.
They also say buy your jeans tight, really tight, and they want you to sleep in them, so they kind of morph around your body.
Oh my god.
Apparently, they say if the jeans don't, you want your jeans to hurt a little bit to have a good look on you.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Who was telling you these things?
Camille Cherie, this Instagrammer, she's like French and English.
Like, her legs are just
She's
red.
they're all so skinny.
Yeah.
And sometimes we deal with that where you're like, is this good or is they just skinny?
Yeah.
It's so.
I've heard that too, though. Like, I've heard that in order to like break your jeans in, you're supposed to shower with them and then wear them wet, like around your house. And you're like, what is this Guantanamo Bay right now?
Like, then you berate yourself in the mirror. Yeah.
Then start stabbing yourself in the leg.
Reveal government secrets while you're wearing your wet jeans. Do you remember baseball hats used to be like that? When I was in high school, every guy was like, here's what you do. Yeah, you wear it in the shower. And then also they would sometimes like wrap the, because it was back when the brim, it was like you wanted
now
it.
you just buy it as is and don't even take any labels off.
Oh, I know. Yeah, no labels off. People wear flat brims. I'm like, are we in LA? This is crazy. But yeah, guys would sometimes put it in the dishwasher or like put elastics around the thing overnight. Yeah, like there was just so many or even sandpaper on it to make it look more worn. Like,
yes.
God, my sisters and I were kind of obsessed with that stuff.
It's so funny. Hat culture has really done a 180.
I know it has.
I didn't know it went on so many little journeys.
Oh my God, we have covered so much ground.
We have, yeah.
But I actually seen it when I saw a Get Ready With Me with another she's a kind of a French influencer named Camille Rowe or whatever. And when she likes her hair, after she's got it done, she puts a hat on it for about 10 minutes.
To flatten it?
To flatten it to the way she likes. And I'm like, I love that because I used to have to wear my hair in a ponytail while it was wet to get it to the right texture that I wanted. And I always love hearing about these stories about what is your personalized get ready that nobody knows that you do, that you almost feel ashamed that you do.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, you're like pioneering. Just pioneering. You know what I do actually is I'll take a shower and then because I don't feel like blow drying my hair, I'll just lay down and go to sleep so it flattens. And the middle of the day, I'll be like, nap time.
You're like, I don't need to use any of my hot tools on my stuff. I just take a quick nap.
Sleep. I always wake up with a cold.
Yeah.
I know when I was younger, my like best friend Suzanne and I used to like go out in Boston all the time, and same thing. Like I would curl my hair. I always had big hair, and but it's very fine. So sometimes to build volume, I would put it up in like a bun, like a messy bun, just like while we're driving into Boston, so that as soon as I get to my place, I can be like, and then it's ready. And I remember one time like picking up Suzanne, and she and I like share a brain, and I had my hair up like this, and she like gets in the car, and I go, "Don't worry, I'm just building volume." And she's like, "Okay." She's like, "I was wondering, honestly," and I'm like we're just like, like the fact that I'm like, "Don't worry, like I am not doing an updo because that's a commitment. This is just building volume."
I know, and I get it so hard, but those things make me laugh so hard that everybody has their own individual of how to build volume. You're like, I put linking logs in my hair and I put rubber bands around it.
I know, it's like, and then you're like, what works for me? And then you just go on the internet and it's a woman like just rolling her hair with a mayonnaise jar, and you're like, I've tried everything. I've tried everything.
I remember my mom used to do her hair in curlers, and then if it was too big, she'd wear. My dad had this like a winter hat that looked like he was like a longshoreman. Like she would put that on. She'd be in like a formal gown, and she'd like put that on over. She'd be like, just for a few minutes to calm down the curls, and it was just the weirdest. Like, she's all done.
It's the only thing that
like
works.
A longshoreman's hat.
That's so
the
funny.
process.
And you said your family is like waspy.
Yes,
That's so funny. I love a wasp where like something like a weird juxtaposition of like a longshoreman hat.
I know, yeah.
For a
You just
formal
have
night
that.
out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's funny. Like, everyone always thinks that everyone's family is sort of the same.
Yeah.
And then you realize you're like, oh, no. Like, I grew up very waspy, like,
Yeah.
But I think, in that I mean that it's just this sense of like, if you are going to have an uncomfortable conversation, like this isn't the time or the place, and then you just never talk about it. But I think every
repressed.
like the
Victorian
repression, exactly.
remnants.
But then I'm like, I think everyone has repression. It's just different, like every culture has it. It's just.
But what are some like hallmarks of a waspy family? I'd love to know.
Oh God, well, my mom's, her family.
White wine in the afternoon.
Oh my God. And oh my God, this is what kills me. If you put ice cubes, you never put ice cubes in your white wine, like in public. Like,
But they all do it.
oh
right?
yeah, they do it, but we only do it, as my mom would say, en famille. Like you only do it, and she would see that deadpan. She's like, we only do this en famille. Like,
Oh my God.
God forbid people see this
hilarious.
in public.
I know, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then my Aunt Kate belonged to like the Maidstone Club which is East Hampton. It's like one of the oldest country clubs in, I think, the United States.
Okay.
And it's this gorgeous spot in East Hampton. So like when I was a kid, I think it was summers of like 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade. We would go there almost every summer to spend a week with her. Like my 2 older sisters, my parents. And that like really showed us WASP culture of like, just so many, we would go to, Aunt Kate was so social. And so she'd be like, come, there's someone having a party in the backyard, come with, and we'd go. And it was all these like, the Nantucket red pants and a lot of like, the slipper, like the driving shoes that are sort of like slippers, and they have like decals of the American flag on them, like, or even like neckerchiefs.
Yes.
Oh my God, I love a neckerchief.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember
Oh my
I
God.
met Howard Dean's father, and he, I guess, always wore an ascot.
Howard Dean,
Wow.
is that the
He was
presidential
like,
candidate that went crazy?
Yeah,
Lost it
poor
'cause he was
guy.
like,
I know. He's
Yeah.
a great guy. And then he used to be the head of the DNC. He's a wonderful guy.
He has a great sense of humor about that.
I know. Yeah. But it's so, that was back when that could ruin a candidacy. Like, remember those
Yeah.
days? Oh my God.
When you were an enthusiastic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before it was
Over
like 26
positivity.
counts of sexual assault couldn't ruin you.
Yeah,
Like now,
exactly.
you can still get elected. But yeah, his dad like wore an ascot, which like just stuff like that. Or
Oh my God, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
or, like,
I should get to be a neckerchief woman. I feel like this is my summer.
I know. You know,
Show off my neckerchief.
it always feels like you can infiltrate, but once you're in there, you start realizing there are social cues that people will pick up on that realize that you're not neckerchief people.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you have to be like, well, we have to be like fully psychotic, like Anna Sorokin, you know.
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
going
yeah.
on.
Yeah, to be like a total fraud.
But then
yeah.
also sleeping in your car. Like, I do not have time for you.
Oh my God,
I am
love
sleeping in my car.
I say that all the time. I'm always like, I don't have time for this. I don't have time for you. Like,
Why you look poor? Yeah. I love it. I can't stop doing that accent.
I know,
So
it's so
very interesting.
deranged.
Well, I love that in Succession when Tom was like that capricious bag, which went apeshit on internet.
Yeah, I don't even watch the show, but that monologue went
It
like,
was a big Burberry
Oh.
bag that she bought to a party, and he was like, "What does she have? Her walking shoes in there?"
Yeah, yes.
Oh.
And
That
it was
so
details
funny.
that you're like, that is such a great observation that the
Yes.
show picked up on.
I saw that character and I was like, that's me, like 5 years ago. That's me. I remember one time I went to it was a comedian's 30th birthday party, and his brother had like arranged to have a table at a bottle service, and so like we all went, and it was like me and the other comics, like the other girls, like we go and we're like, oh, we are not dressed like the people here. Everyone was in like club wear, and I had like a sundress on that I thought was like really cute. It was like a kind of like a cocktail dress basically, but it was like completely inappropriate for what people were wearing. I was like, I just stuck out. I looked like I was there like the manager of the restaurant or something.
oh, I know. But that, like, the fact that, like, having those commuting shoes and needing a bag that's big enough, like, I've definitely had situations like that where I'm like, there needs to be a coat check, and the coat check needs to be before I enter the thing, because then I feel like I can, because usually if I ever had to do like the day to night Barbie thing or whatever, I'd have a big bag, but I'd have a clutch inside.
Well,
Oh, there you go.
Which,
That's
like,
a great tip.
I love, that's my favorite move.
Day to
is
night
like,
Barbie.
exactly, you know,
Yes.
because then you can have this big like capricious bag, but as long as coat check is before that many people see you, you know, like tuck that in there. So, but yeah, you're right. Like, because also, you know, I've thought about this before where, you know, I'll need to wear something that I can wear on the subway. And like, those nap dresses have been so popular, the like Hill House dresses that are like,
I consider them the Laura Ashley of our time.
yes, completely.
Or just
Perfect
the
pair.
McClintock floral jumpsuit that your mom and you would wear to like brunch.
Yes, totally. Yeah. And so I was like looking at those, and I think they're cute, and some influencers I follow wear them. But I remember thinking to myself, like, well, God, like, do they get on the subway in that kind of flowy? And then I was like, oh, no, they don't ride the subway.
They don't ride the subway. But I've seen people wear those on the subway, and it's like, this is even before, like, I've seen maxi dresses on the subway, and it's just all over the floor. Your dress is completely
Picking up cigarette butts.
yeah.
piss.
And you're like, oh. I mean, like, don't wear your shoes at home. Don't wear your dress.
Yeah. But exactly, like, you know, the people who I see wearing this, they're at some like luncheon at a yacht club. Like, yeah, they're not riding the subway to like an
Yeah.
outdoor bar, like this, which is the way I would be wearing it. You know,
Yeah.
Right.
Well, somebody had brought up that billionaires don't wear coats because they don't need to, because all they're doing is going from one door to the other door, and it's usually this much space.
Oh, it's so true.
I like to be so rich that I'm never outside.
I know. It's like insulated from. Yeah, I remember one time.
I only go outside in the summer.
Exactly. Oh God, it's untoward to go outside otherwise. Years ago, I remember I got recruited. This was so random, but I basically had to. Me and Julia Rossi were the hosts of a podcast that was about Bridezilla's, like the reboot.
Love it.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was
Yeah.
really
Love
fun. Like
it.
the network hired us, they paid us nicely. It was great. But as part of that, Julia was she couldn't go for whatever reason, but they had this event that they like made me go to, and I basically worked the red carpet, and I like winged it, tried to, and I interviewed a lot of the Real Housewives of New Jersey and a bunch of former old bachelorettes. And I'm a huge fan of the Bachelor, Bachelorette franchise. So that one, I was like, got it. Like I knew who they all were. I knew their stories, you know. But it was funny because, like, yeah, same thing. Like, I went from my 9 to 5 straight to this event, and I thought I kind of did a good, like, day to night. But I got there, and I felt like I looked so dumpy. And I had my, like, day bag because there was nowhere to check it. So, like, on the red carpet, I just had it, like, between my legs. And it's like, you can't really, like, pivot. And all the Real Housewives, same thing. I remember it was a cold, dingy night, and they all didn't have jackets, and they all had handlers, and they all clearly, like, their makeup had been done. They all came in black cars. You know, like, I was just like, oh, this is their circuit. This is what they do. You know?
Yeah, they have it down. And meanwhile, we're just in here like, I'm trying to make
I
it.
know, exactly. I was like, do you think I have time to go to the bathroom and put on a little makeup? And they're like, work the carpet, you know?
Get out
That's
there.
hilarious. I know, it's like fake it till you make it. It's like, it's hard.
I know.
I know,
hard.
but it's also really funny to not know what to feel self-conscious of until you get to the event, and then you're like, oh my God, I am in over my head.
Oh, yeah.
I had no idea that I was this below class.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I should have taken the day off of work and, like, gotten my hair blown out, but it didn't even occur to me, you know?
No.
Yeah. You're like, everyone has a day job here.
Exactly. Yeah. I was like, how are all of your respective work days, friends? What? Oh, no one here works a job. Okay, cool.
Well, I get that way sometimes with our peers where I'm like, what? How do you? These outfits are amazing, and you always look like they have a glam squad 24/7 with them.
Yeah.
And I'm even talking with the most rinky-dink shows that you're like, oh my God, I'm out of my game.
Oh, yeah.
Some people just step up with a whole other. You're like, we're not even in the same category.
Sometimes I get into it. I'm like, I'm full makeup, and then I can do it for about 2 days, and I'm like, now I'm doing no makeup again.
I'm tired.
Yeah,
I cannot keep this
the
up.
no makeup look, which is just me not wearing makeup.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, we have to wrap up, Selena. You have been such a joy. You've been a treasure. You've been a joy. Everybody, you can please check out Selena's podcast, 2 Wick Minimum. Follow her on Instagram. What's your handle?
It's just SelenaCoppock, and then 2 Wick Minimum also has an Instagram and a Twitter. If you want to check that out, I post all the stuff there. But you can find 2 Wick Minimum on wherever you find your pods. And so Selena Coppock on Twitter, Insta, all that jazz.
And thank you everybody for listening. Please like and subscribe to us below on YouTube. We have a Patreon, which is for sale if you're interested and you'd like to buy it. And if not, go fuck yourself. No, just kidding. No, just kidding. We have a wonderful day, and thank you for listening, Lady Journey.
Lady Journey.